2013 Daughters of the Year to introduce our guest speaker. Shannon?
Thank you, and good evening. I'm Shawnee McCrory, I'm 17 years old, and I'm actually a student at Grant MacEwan University, just at the Centre for the Arts campus and not this big, huge one. I'm extremely honored tonight to welcome Ms. Rumana Monzur, who has become known for the courage and strength that she has demonstrated as she refused to let herself be crushed by violence and instead moved beyond her personal experiences to speak out and promote full human rights for all women. Rumana was an assistant professor at Dhaka University, a Fulbright scholar, and a graduate student in political science from the University of British Columbia. In June 2011, she was brutally attacked and blinded by her then husband during a visit to her home country, Bangladesh. Her husband assaulted her because she wanted to continue higher education in Canada against his wishes. Her case caught widespread media attention around the world due to ongoing domestic violence against women in Bangladesh in violation of the fundamental right of education. Rumana returned to Vancouver in July 2011 for further treatment, but surgeries in both eyes were unsuccessful, leaving not much hope for her to see ever again. Not letting this or the threats of others who fear her outspoken example on behalf of other women having their rights denied, she carries on as a mother to a daughter, a student and teacher, and an inspiration encouraging other women to leave abusive relationships. She earned her master's degree in June of 2013 and is now enrolled in the Faculty of Law at the University of British Columbia. And it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you Ms. Rumana Monzur.
Thank you so much for such an introduction. I feel really honored to be here. I don't know what to say first. When I was first invited to attend this event, I felt my first reaction was happiness because I will have the chance to meet my extended family in Edmonton, which is the Daughters Day Committee, of course. I love you all. And it will give me another chance to visit Edmonton and to experience the warmth of the people here. So I'm really honored to be part of this event, and thank you so much to all of you for coming here and showing your support. You know, like when I first watched the movie, like the documentary you just saw, and then it kind of left us all in a shock. But that is the grim reality of the world. So I just felt that, okay, what can I say? My struggles seem nothing compared to what they were going through, like the women, their mothers who were forced to kill their child because they were daughters. So I feel that when you are struggling with the survival, how can I talk about other issues like access to education, access to health care, access to social justice, will it really matter? And then I realized that it's my duty, being a mother of a 7-year-old daughter, and then who actually had first-hand experience of domestic violence, and being part of the South Asian community, coming from there, like I felt it's my duty to share my experience, how it was to grow up there, first as a girl and then as a woman. So I think I will start from there. So when I was born in a Muslim middle-class family, where I was always taught like education comes first, and of course I never learned how to cook. But then when I got married, the scenario totally changed. When I was growing up, my family never even, I never realized I grew up with a brother, and my family never made me realize that I was a daughter. I only realized it when for the first time I couldn't go to the playground to play cricket anymore with my cousins and with my brother, and my brother could still do it. So society kind of made me realize that I was the girl, and so I shouldn't laugh loud, I shouldn't talk loud, I can't express my emotions because I have to learn how to be docile. And that's what happened. Like that, those things didn't make any sense to me because I was raised with other kind of thoughts. Then I got married, and then I realized how different my life became. I was thought to be, like I was expected to be the perfect wife, the perfect daughter-in-law. And how could I do it? I could be, like I would be responsible to cook for the family. I would be responsible to take care of the household chores, to take care of my husband, whether he's doing the right thing or not, and then taking care of my child. And on top of it, oh, if you want to work, it's totally your responsibility, and you have to decide how you are going to do it, so without any support. You know, like when you are in that situation and then you are going through that experience, it's really hard to take a drastic decision. I knew that something was not right, but still I tried to cope up with that marriage. I tried to keep my marriage for the sake of my daughter, for the sake of my family, so that, and for the sake of myself as well, so that I don't have to be ashamed of myself in front of the society. But now I think of it, and it doesn't make any sense anymore, and especially after this thing. But I think I never lost my ambition, and I never lost my identity. And I always, because my upbringing, the teachings of my parents and my grandparents, who were educated as well. My grandpa was a lawyer. So those were always there, and I could never get out of it. So I was always thinking how to live a meaningful life in spite of all the hardships I'm facing. And that's when I decided to come abroad to pursue higher studies. Then the struggle began, and as you know, like that is when my hardship, my difficulty began. And then when I came here without my ex-husband's consent, that's when he decided to get revenge, and he thought the only way he could do it is by blinding me, and that's what he did. And he confessed himself, like he confessed to the police, but still I was facing so much pressure from the media, like what actually happened. And my answer to them was, whatever happened, I'm the one who's accusing him. like, why do I have to answer any questions? So I guess I was really stubborn at that point. I received several threat calls, like many things, when I was struggling with myself, how to secure my 5-year-old at that time daughter. But like they were forcing me to withdraw charges against him. So all those pressure were there, like the political pressures and everything was there. But I'm really glad, I'm so thankful that I got enormous support from the same media, the media from all over the world. Most of all, like my UBC community, my UBC family, my friends who lived with me at the same residence at UBC, then my friends who are not in Vancouver anymore, in different parts of Canada, in different parts of the world, my relatives who are in different parts of the world and in my country, my colleagues who became my colleagues at first, they were my teachers back home, my students most of all at the University of Dhaka in International Relations, who just guarded me, like who were there and taking turns to guard the lobby at the hospital when my ex-husband, the police didn't arrest my ex-husband. And then, so all this support and all these enormous messages, I received messages from all over the world. I'm still receiving cards, I'm still receiving warm thoughts, prayers, blessings from people who don't even know me. And that means a lot. That is where I guess everyone says that I'm such an inspiration, but I guess I draw my inspiration from those people. And it's amazing how people can change anyone's life, and I'm the best example. And Canada became a home for me. Like, it doesn't feel that I just arrived in Canada in 2010 in August as an international student and not knowing anyone, and now I feel it's my home. So I guess I'm really blessed, but for those women who are not so privileged as myself, I guess to them my message would be two messages basically. First, the Almighty has chosen us to bring life on this world. So of course we are very powerful, and we just need to realize our power within ourselves. That is really important. Don't lose your confidence. If I can do it, if I can live as a blind person for 2.5 years and can finish my education and be stubborn enough to accept defeat, anyone can do it. The power is always within us. Be self-confident. And secondly, I guess the mistake I made was not sharing my oppressions, my abusive relation with anyone else. And that is totally wrong. I thought it's a shame for myself, as it was mentioned in the documentary, but it's not a shame for ourselves. It is the shame for those who are responsible for it. So we have to share your stories, share your oppressions, and that's how you can get support, and that's how we can make a difference. You can make a difference. Don't let anyone decide what you can do in your life, with your life. Just follow your dreams. And today we are here for the UN Day for the Girl Child, and at the same time Daughter of the Year. I'm honored that I was the recipient of the Daughter of the Year award last year, and that came in such a period of my life when I was struggling to find direction and a purpose for my life. So I'm really grateful for that. And UN recognized this day, recognizing us to be the vulnerable group. I'm really glad for that, but I guess I don't want to see myself or any other girl in this world or any other women in this world to be victims. We are survivors. We are the most powerful people in this planet. So, because we bring life, we bring life on this planet. And for that, I'm proud to be a woman. And I always will be proud to be a woman. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming and showing your support. Thank you so much.